Okay, so now I have to talk about disease because, I mean, it wasn't me that coined this term, but somebody started calling it Saint Fungicide, and that can happen. But I will tell you that gray leaf spot has been on my mind a lot since last year, and I know it has been for a lot of you. Tons of you have been saying, what do I do for gray leaf spot? Well, I've been testing something now for over a year and this year, and I'm finally able to roll it out to you and say that I can endorse it. Okay, I realize I made that sound like I'm being sponsored. That's not the case. I got this from DoMyOwn, just like you guys will, and trust me, DoMyOwn ain't sponsoring me. So this is Clearys 336. This is a fungicide. It has a different active ingredient. It's a group 1 fungicide, so it's different than the propiconazole that we've used here, or the azoxystrobin that is also Scott's Disease X, which are those active ingredients. This one is completely different. I had never heard of this stuff before. A couple guys on Facebook told me I needed to try it. So I did last year in a couple sections where I had gray leaf spot, and it cleared it up, but what I wanted to see was for preventative. And I have done 1 application so far this year, exactly 2 weeks ago, well, 13 days ago, and I have almost no gray leaf spot. I was looking to try to find some to be able to take pictures, and we are well into the season now where, I mean, I can find gray leaf spot in every one of these lawns because they were all weak and they're all waking up, and we've had high humidity all of a sudden and lots of rain. I'll show you. That's where I'm going to get my pictures for gray leaf spot examples. Will be in other people's lawns. So again, I don't sell this stuff. I got it at DoMyOwn. I'll put a link below. It might be cheaper on Amazon too. I'm not sure. I'll just put 2 links below. You guys can check that out. But this is what I'm going with for St. Augustine grass this year, my particular situation. So let me stop here and clarify what I mean by my particular situation. As you guys know, in the past, I had always talked about the bulletproof strategy, which is propiconazole right there, and then some form of azoxystrobin. This is a liquid concentrate, but you can also get this as Scott's Disease X at the store, making it a store-bought option. However, as I've learned my land over the last couple years, I've learned that gray leaf spot is becoming more and more of a problem for me. The first couple years, I just kind of lived with it, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, but it's just getting worse. And so I've decided now that my bulletproof strategy needs to change based on my particular situation. And so what my bulletproof strategy is now is this Clearys 336, but I'm still keeping azoxystrobin because I do have issues with brown patch or large patch rhizoctonia. That'll come a little bit later in the season, but it's coming up. So this now becomes my bulletproof strategy. So what I want to do now, because I think it's important to do this, is to show you the math on these, because what happens is when you see these professional products, you think, oh my gosh, that's expensive because you have to buy a lot up front. You're going to see this is $51 and this is $120, and it's a smaller bottle, 32 ounce versus 16 ounce. But I want to arm you with the ability to understand the math, because then that lets you make smarter decisions going forward. So let's go through the math on each one of these just real quick. Okay, so the Clearys is a 32 ounce bottle, and the application rate is 2 ounces for every 1,000 square feet, and you're limited to 4 total apps a year, or 8 ounces per 1,000. So just keep in mind, 2 ounces per 1,000, you can do 4 apps a year. At the 2 ounces per 1,000 rate, you get 16,000 square feet of coverage. It's a $52 bottle, so if I take 52 divided by 16,000 square feet of coverage, it means it's $3.25 per 1,000, or $16.25 per application if you have a standard 5,000 square foot lawn. So see, even though you have to spend $52 up front, which seems like a lot, it's only $16.25 per application. And again, that's assuming you have a 5,000 square foot lawn, which is kind of like the average that you guys have. So that is what I wanted to show you there, is how to do that math. Now, let's look now at the azoxystrobin, because this is half the size and costs $120. So the azoxystrobin is $120 for a 16 ounce pint. The rate, however, is 0.38 ounces per 1,000. That's the preventative rate. That means if you take 16 divided by 0.38, you get 42.1. That means this little bottle, if you're using the preventative rate or the low rate, can cover 42,000 square feet. Just for reference, an acre is 43,500, so almost an acre from this small bottle. If I take that $120 divided by the 42,000 square feet it will cover, it's $2.85 per 1,000, which means it would cost you $14.25 per application for a 5,000 square foot lawn. I don't know if you caught that, but the cost per application for a 5,000 square foot lawn is actually cheaper on azoxystrobin. And that's because this is a completely different chemical class. Concentrations are different, application rates are different. So even though you have to pay $120 up front for this, as opposed to 50 something up front for this covers a lot more because of the concentration, and therefore is actually cheaper in the long run. So that's why you see it's so important to do that math, to kind of arm yourself with the knowledge to know what you're buying and how much it's covering. And you can do this with liquid fertilizers, granular fertilizers. This math is all very similar. It's very important for you to take control of your strategy by knowing these numbers.